It is the 19th of November, 2024. My name is Pigeon Rose, and this is my song of the day. Today, we're talking about a song called Alice by Darwin Deez. We're talking about this song today because this song is about a long-distance relationship with someone in Australia. And I don't know if it's been mentioned on this show yet. I'm polyamorous. I'm in a relationship with two different people. And I suppose I have mentioned my boyfriend in several songs, and they're probably contradictory details because I'm talking about either one of them at any given time. But anyway, one of my boyfriends, his boyfriend, is in Australia. And so I immediately associate this song about long distance Australian relationship with them, and that's why we're doing it today, because it is that person's birthday. So that's fun. Darwin Deez is a band, and the stage name of the lead singer, Darwin Smith. They're an odd band. They're an indie rock band with kind of weird glitchy elements. They're not that weird, I guess, but like there's just something about them that's a bit, he's very nerdy looking. He's got weird hair. I first discovered them because my brother showed me their song Radar Detector, which is probably one of their best known songs, and he was surprised to learn a few years later that I still listened to it. But I listened to the rest of his stuff, and this is one of the songs that I ended up latching onto quite a bit. It's from the album Songs for Imaginative People, came out in 2013, and I don't think I need to give it any more preface. Let's just go ahead and listen to it and then come back in a few minutes and talk about it. And there it is, Alice by Darwin Deez. I mentioned earlier that the song I discovered Darwin through was Radar Detector because my brother showed it to me. And I later made a YouTube playlist that is just Radar Detector and this song, Alice, on a loop. It's called DD Repeat. I don't know if it's a public playlist, so I don't know if you'd be able to find it. But I used to listen to that while playing Tony Hawk's Underground. Now, it's not so long ago this is my first time playing it or anything. This is when I was replaying it like 10 years ago. I don't know how this idea came about. I think I was just like obsessed with these two songs, so I just made a playlist that loops them, and I would listen to that for hours while playing Tony Hawk. So this song will always make me think of that, as will Radar Detector. So that's an interesting facet of my brain I've opened up to the world. Anyway, let's talk about this song. As I mentioned, it's about being in a long distance relationship with someone in Australia. The person's name is Alice, obviously. It's full of puns, as so many Darwin Deez songs are, which I appreciate. So let's go through it, shall we? You put your hair back in that magic black elastic. I'm powerless to ponytails who used to do gymnastics, and I know you want to dance. When I watch you smile and try to mask it and stir your whiskey with the plastic, you're picture perfect in this light beer. Never mind the 20-hour flight here. Alice, Alice, all my best come-ons, but come on, you are too far away. So, you put your hair back in the magic black elastic, as in tying your hair up in a bobbin. I'm powerless to ponytails who used to do gymnastics. I assume that means like, ponytails that move up and down, bounce up and down, which I suppose it's kind of the image I think of. I think of a gymnastic. I think of the hair tied up like that. But it means gymnastics as in like moving up and down. So someone who moves around a lot, right? I know you want to dance. When I watch you smile and try to mask it and stir your whiskey with the plastic. So he's talking about this person having a lot of energy, wanting to dance, stirring their whiskey with the plastic, presumably like their plastic straw, I guess, because they're stirring it with their hair tie. And then the pre-chorus, you're picture perfect in this light beer. So this is a pun on picture perfect, but it's pitcher, like a pitcher of beer. Never mind the 20-hour flight here. So obviously it would be a long flight. I don't know if it would really be a 20-hour, I suppose it would be a 20-hour flight from New York to Canberra. It would certainly be a long one. So he's saying like how great this person is, how perfect this person is, if we just like ignore the long distance, never mind the 20-hour flight here. And the chorus being Alice, Alice, all my best come-ons, but come on, you are too far away. Like I'm doing all this effort, I'm going to all this effort to flirt with you, but the long distance is a sticking point. But everything is better through a camera in Canberra. Skype is now my lifeline and my email is mana. And if airfare weren't so unfair, I would be in Sydney instantly and we'd be Bondi bound. You have monopolized cute, but talk about a trivial pursuit. Alice, Alice, all my best come-ons, but come on, you are too far away. Everything is better through a camera in Canberra. I feel like he just chose Canberra because it rhymes with camera, but it is the capital of Australia, so it makes sense. Skype is now my lifeline and my email is mana. You can tell the song's from 2013 because he says Skype and not Zoom, but Skype being your lifeline, like instead of a lifeline being a phone or whatever. And then my email is mana. So mana is an old term. It's a term in a lot of places. It means power. I associate it, as I'm sure so many other people do, with fantasy video games. Often your magic meter will be called your mana, but it's in a lot of things, including in like Maori Maori culture. It's a mana. It's almost like the Force. It's like this supernatural force that's in everything. It's very, very like the Force sort of thing. I suppose that's a good comparison to make. But my point is that he's saying my email is mana, as in like this is the thing that gives me life, is being able to email you because of the distance, right? And if airfare weren't so unfair, I would be in Sydney instantly and we'd be Bondi bound. Just so much wordplay here. Airfare unfair, great. I would be in Sydney instantly and we'd be Bondi bound. So I guess he's just naming other places in Australia, because Sydney and Canberra are not the same place, obviously. But maybe he's talking about like taking a trip with her to Sydney, right, and going to Bondi Beach. That's what we'd be Bondi bound means, by the way. Bondi Beach, it's a place in Sydney. And then you have monopolized cute, talk about a trivial pursuit is a very clever lyric. I love it, because of course Monopoly and Trivial Pursuit are two board games, and to monopolize something is to have all of it, like to the exclusion of other people in the market. So you've monopolized cute, you're the cutest person, but talk about a trivial pursuit. This is something that I can't pursue seriously, right? And then the chorus again, and then you get the bridge, which I love so much. It's the heart of this song. I just love how fast this song is, but this part just keeps going. It's because the chorus ends with "You're too far away," and then it goes into "too far away to keep, because every time I wake up you're about to go to sleep and you say, 'G'day, this is Alice, leave a message at the beep. Only missing you is pointless when you're always out of reach. Besides, there's nothing left to say to you now. I just have to hold you, and we are just as natural a disaster as I told you. So evacuate my heart, because inside is total chaos, and I lose myself when people say your name, and I stay lost for a good 3 days, a really good 3 days." And then there's a big instrumental section. I love this so much. It's just so much emotion captured in this sequence. So it goes from "You're too far away" to "too far away to keep," showing how he's struggling with the long distance, because every time I wake up you're about to go to sleep. And talking about the time zones, I've been in a situation like this. I would get home from school and my long distance girlfriend in California would be getting up to go to school, and then they would get back from school and I'd be going to bed, you know. It's just how it goes with long distance. It's really it can be really disheartening if you don't have the time to actually communicate properly. And you say, "G'day, this is Alice, leave a message at the beep," right? Because if he calls, it goes straight to voicemail because she's not awake. "Only missing you is pointless when you're always out of reach." So he's saying that like the want of you has no point because I never actually get you. You know what I mean? Besides, there's nothing left to say to you now. I just have to hold you. He doesn't want the distance. He doesn't want these like distant phone calls. He wants to just actually be in her physical presence. And we are just as natural a disaster as I told you. Great line. Just talking about how the relationship is doomed to fail is the idea. So evacuate my heart, because inside is total chaos. So, you know, he mentions the natural disaster and then continues using evacuation imagery, right? And I lose myself when people say your name, and I stay lost. So people, whenever someone says her name, it's a pretty common name, he gets lost in thought thinking about her. And then it says, "Stay lost for a good 3 days," meaning like for like about 3 days. That's what it means, a good 3 days. Like, oh, it's definitely 3 days, a good 3 days. But then he says a really good 3 days because he really loves her and cherishes the thought of her. And so it takes that turn at the end there where the bridge is so like frenetic and "evacuate my heart," like he's kind of so desperate and like not wanting to get hurt, and then it really slows down and quietens down for a really good 3 days. And you can picture him just like thinking about her, you know. You get that instrumental bit. It's kind of a guitar solo, not really. And then the outro is just him repeating, "Maybe one day we'll find a way, find a way, find a way, find a way. Maybe one day we'll find. But day for me is night for you, but I'll still say goodnight to you." Love that whole bit. Just saying like he wants this to work. Maybe one day we'll find a way, but day for me is night for you. Again, about the time zones, but I'll still say goodnight to you. Even though this time difference and this physical distance exists, I still want to keep in contact. I still want to say goodnight to you. So it's like this push and pull throughout the song of talking about how it isn't working, but wanting it to work and staying with it for that reason. And I really enjoy it. It's a great song, great poetic lyricism to it, and really fun instrumental because he has a very specific style, you know, and I very much enjoy it. That's pretty much going to be it for this one. I don't think I have anything additional to say. Thank you so much for listening. Please hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Tell other people about the show. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Break it down. Today, we're talking about a song called Alice by Darwin Deez. Darwin Deez nuts. Maybe one day